to 9 games to finish out this season before we can figure that out.
Yeah, Indiana sitting right at that 9 spot behind Phoenix. Phoenix plays today as well, so the race is on.
And Phoenix is the team that Indiana needs some help from. The Mystics wearing their breast health awareness jerseys. That's Cloud on the drive, too strong. And Wheeler goes back the other way.
Well, it was a good idea for Cloud on the read, just didn't get it to go.
Powers with the rebound.
Indiana, one of the most potent mid-range teams, and Mike Thibault told us before the game he wants to make every player a ball handler for Indiana.
Ariel Atkins, in the corner off the mark. Great ball movement to start for the Mystics.
20 assists per game for the Mystics this season. The tops so many categories, especially on the offensive end.
Wheeler 8 on the shot clock. To Achonwa. Too strong. Atkins on the glass.
Both teams right now trying to settle in, trying to see what they can get.
Sanders to Cloud. Deladon, the double. They try to go into Sanders and a whistle and a foul. That's going to be on Wheeler.
Well, Achonwa had doubled off to get with Deladon on that double team, and Erica Wheeler was left to guard Latoya Sanders and got a little bit too physical, denying her a touch.
Off the inbound. Here's Deladon, pull-up jumper. That rattles through.
That's all you can do is contest shots by Elena Deladon, but boy, she is just elite in terms of her efficient offensive production for Washington.
Wheeler to Mitchell on the attack. Powers got her from behind.
Well, if you want to score the basketball, you have to take a hard, purposeful cut, and that's just what Elena Deladon did off of that weak side screen. She curled right into that high post area, squared up with that inside foot planted, and let it fly.
As always, we thank you for watching the Washington Mystics on the Monumental Sports Network. See Mitchell's numbers through the season there. Just under 10 points a game as she ties it at 2 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, but in the Fever's last game, Megan, she only had 2 points, 1 of 10 from the floor for Mitchell. So usually when players have 4 games that way in terms of shooting percentage, they come out and try to be aggressive like Mitchell was to the rim.
Powers has that taken away on the double up the floor. Laney to Mitchell, comes back into Achonwa. Nice little handoff to Laney. The pull-up doesn't go. Sanders trying to fight for the rebound. Dupree saved it, but into the hands of Cloud up the floor. And then Wheeler got away with a little contact.
Yeah, she reached with that inside hand. She was running with her right side closest to Cloud and came through the body of Cloud on that one to tip it out of bounds. But that's what Washington wants to do. They want to rebound, run, and try to get a quick score.
Ariel Atkins with the long ball off the inbound.
She has just been fantastic in her second season out of the University of Texas. Ariel Atkins, one of the most steady, consistent players for the Mystics.
Dupree gets tripled with Deladon floating around. The baseline jumper doesn't go. Deladon with the rebound. Clouds out in transition. Sanders. Atkins taking on Achonwa. Great find to Deladon and a whistle. And they're going to get a foul.
Well, Ariel Atkins is the trigger on the inbounds and just sets her feet. The lefty gets it to go from 3, and she was one of 5 players for Washington in double figures. She had 18 points to lead the way at Minnesota on Friday night.
Deladon on the first one. Gets both.
Well, I just love how all of the fans here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena had their hands up high when Deladon shot both of her free throws. Fans are so very much involved. cheering on this Mystics team.
Mitchell lost the handle. Wheeler controls 7 on the shot clock. Dupree in the post. 4 seconds. Kicks it. Achonwa. 2 seconds. Pull-up jumper. Doesn't go. Deladon with the rebound.
We heard Tebow. He told us prior to the game, make them put the ball on the floor. It's a more difficult shot, and he saw that right there with Achonwa.
Powers getting her way in the paint. Kicks it. Sanders. Got it.
That's LaToya Sanders' shot. The sweet spot for her. She has several. The pinch post being one of them, the high post, and both elbows being the others.
Mitchell, pull up J. Doesn't go. Deladon, another rebound. Her third, and we're only 4 minutes into this ball game. Cross court. Atkins, got it.
Ariel Atkins with that pro hop to the 3. You can't get to it quickly enough.
Kofi Chapman wants a timeout. The Mystics with a 10-point lead.
Well, sharing is caring. When it comes to the Washington Mystics, they space the floor extremely well. The pro hop 3 by Ariel Atkins is money. 3-ball, corner pocket, all net.
In Sports Arena, the Mystics on top of the Fever 12-2 early on. And the Mystics, well, they clinched a playoff berth on Friday night, but that's not the only major milestone that occurred. Natasha Cloud became the Mystics' all-time leader in assists with 570 career dimes. And I had a chance to speak to Natasha before today's game. She felt humbled that a mid-major player drafted in the second round could achieve such a feat, but she was most thankful for all the players she's been able to play with the Mystics her whole career. Remember, drafted by the team in 2015, has been here every year since. She's thankful for the opportunity she's had here, guys.
As she passed Elena Beard with that, and it's, as I like to say, 570 and counting.
Yeah, I just love the humble nature of Natasha Cloud. St. Joe's had a fantastic career in the A-10.
That rattles in and out. And Atkins has both of these three-pointers made by the Mystics. They're 2 of 3 and 4 of 6 to start. But the Fever, Christy, and this goes to what Coach Tebow said to us before the game, of making players put the ball on the floor. They're 0 of 6.
Right, and when you can force the offensive player to put the ball on the ground, you can control where they go with that. You can direct with your feet, and that's what Washington has done well so far to open this game.
Wheeler, 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it in the corner. That does not go for Laney. Cloud with the rebound.
Only 22% of Indiana's offense comes from the three-point line. So Laney wide open, couldn't get that one to go.
Cloud, tough one. Tried the reverse layup. Great find by Deladon. Wheeler up the floor. Here's Laney. They try to go to Achonwa inside. Taken away on the tip. Great transition D.
Well, you've got to get back, but you also have to be established and be aware of where the basketball is.
Powers. Slow roll in for Ariel Powers.
Transition threes. You've got to be back, and that goes along with what we just said about being in position in transition defense. You've got to guard the 3 if you're playing against Washington.
Deladon controls the glass. The Mystics, since it was 2-2 at the free throw line, they're on a 13-0 run. Cloud extends it. Christy, this is what makes the Mystics so tough to guard.
It's like they're the heavyweight champs coming into this game, and it's been punch after punch, uppercut after uppercut, especially from the three-point line for the Washington Mystics. They're 4 for 6 right now. Deladon swings it over to Powers, little jab, step, and lift. Drops that one in, and Deladon handling things up top, 6'5", a swing 3 for Washington. Cloud knocks it down from the corner.
Emma Miesemann checks in for the Mystics.
Miesemann right now, she's the 3rd leading scorer for the team behind Deladon and Tolliver, but she has just been fantastic. Came up huge in clutch moments on Friday in Minnesota.
Miesemann has McCowan on her attack, kicking that to fall.
I like the aggressive nature of that move by Emma Miesemann. No hesitation.
Wheeler off the mark, saved by Dupree. Mitchell to Wheeler, 8 on the shot clock. Here's Dupree, picked up by Deladon, sweeps through. Hook shot doesn't go. Cloud controls.
Deladon with a fantastic defensive possession there, hand right in the face of Dupree.
Powers to Miesemann. Ariel Atkins trying to keep that alive, jump back inbound.
Ariel Atkins has some quick feet, but not quick enough to save the possession there for the Mystics. She tried it, though. Right here, coming in from out of bounds. Just a little too late for Atkins.
Paris Key checks in along with Kennedy Burke, that last whistle. Miesemann almost with the steal.
See, Indiana was in their horn set right there with both post players at the elbow. They like to run that with Sierra McCowan, the rookie out of Mississippi State. They like to isolate her right in front of the rim and sets like that.
Tiana Hawkins checks in along with Shatori Walker Kimbrough. Natalie Achonwa returns for the Fever. Off the inbound, a great cut action as Burke gets that to fall.
Fantastic execution off that curl cut on the inbounds.
Tiana Hawkins right off the bench jumps into one.
There's the bench mob shining through once again. She and Emma Miesemann came off the bench. No hesitation with their shot selections.
Mitchell well off the mark as Indiana is now 1 of 12.
Well, another assist here for the Mystics. Natasha Cloud coming off of an 8-assist performance in Minnesota on Friday. Gets it right to Hawkins on a sweet bounce pass read. Hawkins up for 6th Player of the Year this year in the WNBA.
There's another one for Emma Miesemann and another assist into the column for Natasha Cloud.
And this is like whack-a-mole right now offensively for the Mystics. It's just every single play.
You got one, another one pops out. Great pass from Mitchell to McCowan.
The rotation on that weak side wasn't there to contest for McCowan, and once she's right there, it's tough to defend that.
Hawkins just off the mark. Walker Kimbrough keeps it alive. Reset to 14. Here she is in the corner. Cross court, Miesemann looks off, drops it. Hawkins left that a little short. McCowan with the rebound. She gets it to Key.
Sierra McCowan, one of the strongest players in the league. I don't care if she's a rookie or not. She is just sturdy in the paint.
Attacking. Paris Key will head to the free throw line for Indiana.
Paris Key didn't play in their last game, but they're missing Shanice Johnson, who just had surgery on that same left knee that she had her ACL issue with. But right here, the defense by Hawkins turned the corner, and then Shatori Walker Kimbrough got a piece of her hip on the way up.
As Chrissy, the Mystics bench has outscored the starters for Indiana 6-2. That's a testament to what we talked about in the open.
Well, you saw on that graphic early on, the Mystics bench leads the league with 30 points per game. The Fever right behind them with 24, so it's not like that should be a big difference.
McCowan to the free throw line. And that foul on Emma Miesemann is her first. And that's the matchup that McCowan brings night in and night out. Talking to Coach Tebow, he said, he was talking to Stephanie Dolson. She's just so hard to guard because of her sheer size at 6'7".
Yeah, he said when they were in Chicago, he was talking to Stephanie Dolson, who used to play here in Washington, now with the Chicago Sky, and Dolson said, hey, she's as strong a player as I've ever seen in the WNBA, and she's only a rookie as she gets the second one to go. And we're talking about Sylvia Fowles, Elizabeth Cambage, Brittney Griner. All of them are below her in terms of toughness, in terms of strength and ability to cover.
Miesemann. And McCaff almost taking out her own teammate on that rebound. Mitchell. Here's Key. Achonwa. Foul line jumper goes for Natalie Achonwa.
Achonwa and Dupree, if they can catch and square up and shoot, they can knock those in. You've got to get tighter to them and get a hand right in the face.
And a turnover there. Atkins, a little too much spice on that pass.
Usually something Washington does pretty well. Take good care of the basketball. 11 turnovers per game. But they also are in the tops with their assist numbers. So their assist to turnover ratio is incredibly good. So turnovers like that one, unforced, if you will, over the top of the head of Hawkins, you're not going to see a lot of those from the Mystics.
Fever playing for the final shot of the quarter. Key. They try to go down low to Dupree, taken away. Powers lets it go. Almost got that from half court at the end of the first quarter. The Mystics with a 24-10 lead over the Fever.
Well, it's been all Washington Mystics in this first quarter. The ball has been moving well, hard cuts to catch, great looks, superb teamwork, efficient play from the inside and the outside. 24-10 lead for the Mystics.
Welcome back. The Mystics have been moving and sharing the ball in that first quarter.
Well, that's just what they do. That's their MO. They love to share the basketball, find the player on the court with the best opportunity to score. Elena Delle Donne may lead the team in scoring and top 3 in the league in scoring, but she will move that basketball like everyone else. It's a team game, and they just show that on every single possession. No selfishness, no one-man band. This is a group of young women who are playing the game with some hunger and purpose. The hashtag Run It Back has been their moniker all season long on social. And it's not just a hashtag, it's something that resonates on each possession, and you have seen that. 5 straight wins for the Mystics.
A little mixed up on whose possession it is. Indiana will take it. Wheeler working with McCowan. Mitchell comes off the McCowan screen. Cloud comes up with the steal. They're going to get a loose ball foul. Mitchell got a little piece of the jersey.
She tried to do it quickly, but Mitchell grabbed the back of the shirt. Varial Atkins also for the loose ball foul. Just watch the spacing of Washington's offense. They love to run 5-out set. All 5 players can score inside, mid-range, and in the paint.
Miesemann to Atkins. Hawkins just off the mark. Achonwa with the rebound up to Wheeler. And a whistle and a foul. Achonwa going to get called for the clear out on that post up.
Yeah, Emma Miesemann was established as a defensive player there, and Achonwa displaced her off the spot. So a 2-man game here with Miesemann and Cloud.
Cloud on the attack. Too strong on that one. Wheeler up the other way for Indiana. Drops it off. Achonwa, she gets the and one opportunity. Great ball movement on that transition.
It was good recovery defensively initially by Tiana Hawkins, but then the weak side came in. Cloud had to recover at the rim with Achonwa going 100 miles an hour, and she's trying to shake that contact off. But right here you see Hawkins had switched onto Wheeler, and then Cloud had to relocate on that weak side.
Completes the three-point play. Lead down to 11. Deladon getting set to check back in. Walker Kimbrough works with Miesemann. Off the bounce. Nice find to Hawkins. Just rolls out.
Hawkins shooting almost 60% from the floor this season, up for 6th Woman of the Year. Just barely missed on that lay-in.
A whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be on Hawkins. Since it was 24-4, Christy, Indiana now on a 9-0 run.
Well, you have to continue with what has been working well. And that last play by Washington, great execution, but you have to complete it. You see what you can get.
Wheeler. Off the miss, Deladon with the rebound. That's her 5th. And a whistle and a foul this time on Hawkins. And just an update, at the end of the first quarter, Candice Dupree, she's not on the bench for Indiana. She went back to the locker room with an apparent hand injury on the left hand. As soon as we can get an update, we will get you one. But right now, she is in the locker room for Indiana. And we hope that everything's okay with that.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, a 7-time All-Star, Candice Dupree leads the team in scoring as Miesemann gets whistled for that foul. We'll take a look at what happened. You see Candice Dupree right there immediately holds her left hand on the catch right there. And they had a towel covering her hand when they took her off the court, quickly moving her to the back to get it evaluated. And they're already missing Shanice Johnson, who had arthroscopic knee surgery just a few days ago. And she's going to be out for the remainder of the season. So, I mean, you've seen a lot of injuries throughout the WNBA in the last week or so.
And fighting for that 8th playoff spot, that's the last thing Indiana needs is a Dupree, one, a Dupree injury, but 2, her to be out for a long period of time.
Absolutely.
On the attack, Mitchell high off the glass. Got that to go.
And when Kelsey Mitchell gets downhill, great things happen if you're Indiana.
Mystics, the last 4.5 minutes have been scoreless. Indiana on this 13-0 run as they continue to chip away at this lead. Miesemann attacks. The double cane finds Deladon. 4 on the clock. Deladon rises. Doesn't go. McCowan with the rebound.
Deladon was thinking on the way up on that shot. She got touched up. She was off balance when she went up, kind of body turned midair.
Achonwa has that strip from behind by Sanders. Cloud. And that ends the 13-0 run.
Pace of play has been at the top of the list of things Washington has done well this season, leading the league in scoring over 87 points per game for the Mystics.
Achonwa. And she got another foul line jumper.
Well, she has been a spark for the Fever. 3 of 5 shooting for Achonwa, and 7 points for her. And most of them, like you said, have been right in that elbow area on the catch and shoot.
Three-second violation on Indiana.
Legal defense. Deladon will step to the line. Mystics looking to get back to their efficient production that they presented in that first quarter. That ball was whipping around. In the second quarter, we haven't seen the same type of fluidity on the offensive end. Off the inbound, here's Atkins. Kicks it, Cloud.
Off the mark, fighting for the loose ball. McCall picks that up as she just checked in, along with Stephanie Mavunga. And Mavunga off the mark there. Wheeler trying to fight for the rebound. And it will go to the Mystics.
Erica Wheeler is vehemently denying the fact that it was Mystics' possession, but nevertheless, here we go.
Atkins kicks it. Sanders rattles that through.
She already hit one from the other side in the pinch post area. Latoya Sanders, she is just so wise with what she does on the floor on the offensive end. You don't talk about her production as much in terms of her points per game, but she is probably the most steady post defender in the league.
Wheeler off the screen. Does not go. Mieseman clears the glass. Deladon off the mark. Loose ball. Control. Put back up.
That's why you foul your shot. That's why you stick your nose in there. You never know what you can get.
And a whistle and a foul. It'll be Mystics basketball, but a timeout first as they lead at 31-19 over the Fever.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. EDD off the mark there, but picked up the loose change on the weak side for a deuce.
Welcome back. The Mystics on top of the Fever, 31-19. Tonight's Chobani Trivia question of the game. The Mystics are 3 wins away from tying their franchise record with 22 wins in a season. What is the WNBA record for the most wins in a regular season? Megan and Christy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Where do you get these questions?
Can we phone a friend so I can ask Coach Tebow?
Can we text somebody? Let's see.
You gonna phone me? Am I the friend?
No, I was gonna.
The answer's no then.
I was gonna phone Coach Tebow. He was standing right in front of us.
Yeah, he was.
I am going to say. So right now they've got 19. They need 3 to tie the franchise, which would be what, 22?
22, yes.
So if that's not the most.
Yeah, 22 has been the most.
I'm going to say the league record is 26.
I'm going to say 25. Do we have to say who it was? I'm going to go with Houston early on.
Yeah.
Let's do that. 25.
I'm going to go Sparks.
Quarter.
I'll go Sparks.
All right.
All right. We'll get the answer from Dan a little bit later. And an answer out of that timeout by Tiffany Mitchell from long range. And that's a 3 that they desperately needed for the first. And a lot of contact in there. Late whistle, but it came. But we know players and coaches want it when it's supposed to happen.
Well, speaking of players and coaches, Christy Tolliver and Coach Mike Tebow were up off the bench on the contact there, the hip by Stephanie Mavunga on the turnaround and square up for Deladon. It was pretty evident that there was contact there. And, you know, you can have the 1 point of contact, but there were 3 people on Elena Deladon. So, in essence, there were about 3 or 4 points of contact there.
Now, I posted a picture of the suit, but when we have a chance, I need to get our producer Mike to get a shot of Christy Tolliver's outfit for today's game because it is too swaggy.
She is always fashionably elite with her choices.
Great find, extra pass, and a huge block from Ariel Atkins. That was great ball movement, but better defensive reaction.
Great defensive rotation by the Washington Mystics. Great passes, and the extra pass made. Ariel Atkins sends it back.
And then this time, she got a piece of that. See, this is what I'm talking about. The maroonish suit, but then she's given the nod to breast cancer awareness with pink Jordans. And it just all ties together so well.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
And the
Tolliver.
pocket square.
She's got the pocket square. Could rival any Dan Nolan pocket square. Right there in the suit jacket there. But Kristi Tolliver, 13 points a game, leads the team with 6 assists. Launch game strong as well. But they definitely miss her services on the floor. And I tell you, Elena Delle Donne said, yes, all of us miss the calmness that Kristi Tolliver brings to the floor, especially when other teams are making runs during the contest. But we all know we have to pick it up double time in the absence of Kristi Tolliver, who has won a championship in the WNBA back in 2016 with the LA Sparks.
And even when Tolliver was in the lineup, she would start with Natasha Cloud at point, with Cloud running the point. And even in games since she's been out, we noticed Natasha sometimes will go over to her and talk to her, or Kristi will call her over. So she's still bringing the calmness from the bench when she can.
And her leadership, for sure. I mean, she's the assistant coach with the Washington Wizards. Scott Brooks has her on again for the upcoming season with the Wizards, but she has been fantastic in that role and one of 9 women to hold positions in the NBA on coaching staffs throughout the league.
So on that inbound,
Mike Thibault and Pokey Chapman having a wry smile competition there with the conversation that's going on with what's happening on the court.
So they've actually put 2 seconds on the shot clock. And Kristi Tolliver getting an explanation from Tiara Cruz. So once she gets it, I'll get Kristi to relay it to everybody as you got the explanation from Mrs. Cruz.
Well, the shot clock didn't start, but the game clock did. So they're going to jump the ball here because possession wasn't established.
And it's now been established by the Mystics. I thought on that inbound, Atkins tipped it, which would have started it, and both shot clock and game clock went down. Miesemann got it.
The Mystics continuing to click offensively as Miesemann nailed that one.
Wheeler, she answers back with a 3. Cloud off the screen from Sanders. Sanders, Miesemann. Off the mark, Atkins tries to keep it alive, but Wheeler controls.
Good defense right there in transition. Oh, with Atkins, she got leveled by Stephanie Mavunga.
This time, though, she gets it back with the block on the defensive slide. Quick turn from Atkins.
My goodness. The quick feet on defense by Atkins, the ability to recover and tie it up without making an infraction with the body. Going right for the ball with 2 hands. Very smart play by Ariel Atkins on that one.
Goes out of bounds. It will stay with, or it'll go to the Mystics, excuse me.
Right here, Ariel Atkins gets leveled by Stephanie Mavunga, and that's a legal screen, but somebody's got to tell her that it's there. We already saw what could happen when it's not communicated properly. She got run into by Sylvia Fowles on a drag screen a couple games ago.
Delle Donne working with Sanders. Miesemann. Delle Donne, a turnaround jumper. Almost got that to fall, but she will go to the free throw line when we return. The Mystics with an 11-point lead over the Fever.
Welcome back. The Mystics on top of the Fever, 36-25. You saw Candace Dupree go down with an injury at the end of the first quarter. She will not return to the game. The injury, a left middle finger injury. She did return to the bench a few minutes ago, but again, Megan, she will not return to action during today's game.
That's tough news for the Fever, especially when you think about, we already mentioned earlier, the fact that they're still in that playoff fight for that 8th seed with Phoenix.
Yeah, and it just makes it so tough. I mean, we were speaking with Kevin Messenger from the Fever, and he was saying, hey, even if we win out and won all 9 games, we still need for other teams to lose to get us into the playoffs, and that would be for the first time since 2016 if they did creep in at that 8th spot. But now, obviously, it gets a little bit more difficult without their 7-time All-Star Candice Dupree on the court.
As we get our trivia answer from Dan Nolan.
All right, well, thank you, Megan. The question, again, as a reminder, was what was the WNBA record for wins in a season? The answer is 29. The Phoenix Mercury did it in 2014, so you guys were, I guess, in the ballpark in the mid-20s, but the Mercury, man, they've had some great offenses over the years. 29 wins in 2014.
Wow, 29 wins.
Laney off the window, got that to go.
She is so strong. She's had some injuries of her own during her career in the WNBA. Kofi Chapman had drafted her when she was the head coach at Chicago. And Elena Delle Donne was on the team with her for 3 seasons in Chicago as well. She didn't play her rookie season, but Kofi Chapman came to Indiana. She got back on the phone and got Betnijah Laney here to play with the Fever.
Inside to Delle Donne, kicks it back out. Atkins, that's Powers. She kicks it to Miesemann. Doesn't go. McCowan with the rebound. Powers picking up Wheeler in the full court.
This is the matchup I circled early on with Powers and Wheeler. Now switched off. Miesemann has Wheeler.
McCowan kicks it. And a Laney 3 gets that to fall in a little spurt here. They've got it within single digits.
Good inside-outside action by McCowan. Another 3 for Indiana. 3 for 7 now from range.
Miesemann kicks it. Cloud to Delle Donne. 7 on the shot clock. Cloud rises. Off the mark. McCowan clears the glass. That's her 7th rebound of the ball game. And we are not even in the second half yet.
Just so strong, tough to get around her if you're not already in front of her. Good luck getting it.
Laney to Achonwa. Attack, has it blocked by Miesemann. Delle Donne up the floor to Miesemann. The little step through from the Belgian.
Emma Miesemann with the strong Euro finish. That's how you complete a play.
She's got 9 off the bench. Inside, McCowan had... She was there early. Set up camp.
And that's what Indiana loves to do. They love to rim run. Sierra McCowan, she loves to sit right in front of it.
Delle Donne from deep.
Well, if you're looking around trying to figure out what kind of set Washington is running, Delle Donne's already up and into her shot, and it's coming through the net. You've got to be more aware of where she is defensively.
Laney misses that one. Foul whistled.
Emma Miesemann right here is going to turn this strong defensive play with the major block into some nice Euro action. The Belgian gets it off the glass. Emma Miesemann with some strong, aggressive moves on both sides.
She's going to check out. She just picked up her 3rd foul. So Coach Thibault going to get her to the bench to avoid another one before the half. Here's Wheeler. Off the screen. Picked up by Delle Donne. Wheeler off the mark. Powers with the rebound. Checks over at Coach and she pulls it out. And Coach Thibault wants a timeout with 12.8 to draw something up. Elena Delle Donne in the first half so far, 14-7. She's the only Mystics player to go to the free throw line so far. 7 of 7.
Well, I tell you what, for Washington, they're the best team in the league in terms of knocking in their free throws, just over 85% from the line as a team. Elena Delle Donne, she's only missed 3 free throws all season long, shooting 96% on her own. But this is a team who values every single possession. We spoke about sharing the basketball. We spoke about their intentional decisions offensively. You're waiting too late. You've got to close and get into the picture with Elena Delle Donne. It's got to be selfie defense. You got to be as tight as you would be for a selfie on Elena Delle Donne defensively. You can't give her 2-3 feet. She's definitely going to pull that, especially in transition. mean, she's shooting over 43% from three. And she's been knocking them down consistently. You have to push up. And if you're not going to do it, get somebody to come over and do it, and you recover to somebody else. But you can't have open looks that way. And I'm sure that's what Kofi Chapman is discussing now in the huddle for the Fever.
And when you think about it, too, so far this season, still lots of basketball to be played left. She's currently sitting in the 50-40-90 club. If she maintains that, she'll be the first WNBA player to do it when it comes to the qualifying numbers that are necessary to be considered in that 50-40-90 club. And there, you know, that puts her up there with players like a Steve Nash, like a Steph Curry. And she's arguably, and stats back it up, the best free throw shooter in basketball, period.
Yeah, and I mean, Bradley Beal and John Wall have said that as well, as Cloud mishandles that.
Off the mix. Wabunga puts it up and in. 5.6 left on the clock for the Mystics. To Cloud. Atkins lets it fly. She's hit a few of those in practice. Is Ariel Atkins, and the first half comes to a close. The Mystics with a 43-34 lead.
Coach Tebow was not happy on that possession out of their timeout when they turned the ball over and they got a transition bucket going the other way. But Washington trying to keep this lead, and Atkins just right off the mark, off the back of the rim.
Dan Nolan is joined by Natasha Cloud.
All right, thank you, Megan. Natasha, you got up to a 20-2 start there in the first quarter. Defensively, though, it seemed like it was a little more difficult in the second quarter. What changed there?
Yeah, they're pushing it at us a little bit more, getting their guards in transition, putting us in tough positions with switching onto their bigs. We just got to lock down on the defensive end. So we'll go into halftime, figure out what's working for us, what's not working for us. But it's all about locking down the defensive end. Our shots kind of went out there for a little bit, but not settling for jump shots, being able to get to the rim, put them in foul trouble, especially with Dupree out right now. We can get their bigs in a lot of foul trouble, have them in trouble as a team.
You set the franchise assist record last game. We've seen a few tricky assists here today. Have you been trying to go for something a little bit extra today?
No, just remaining myself, knowing my why, understanding my role for this team, and doing it to the best of my ability. I have great shooters all around me, so it's just really who am I going to pick to throw it to.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Megan.
Thanks, Dan. Deladon ends the half 14-7. Mieseman bringing 9 off the bench. For Indiana, it's Tierra McCowan, 7-7 on her way to a double-double here early. The Mystics 2019 Blockout Cancer Auction is now live. Bid on game-worn breast health awareness jerseys and other items and help support the fight against breast cancer. All proceeds from the auction benefit the Capital Breast Cancer Center, a non-profit organization that provides community outreach and patient navigation services to underserved women in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. For more information, visit WashingtonMystics.com now to bid. As we send it to Dan Nolan, who talked with Coach Tebow.
Thank you, Megan. I did speak with Associate Head Coach Eric Tebow at halftime, and some of the notes he had in the first half, they said in the second quarter they dropped their hands a little too often when they were trying to defend shooters. He mentioned another thing about missing shots that they usually make. But one thing that he mentioned that was a little more detailed was making some bad judgment calls and helping in the wrong spots on defense. They were doing a better job in the first quarter, but again, he wanted to mention the offense not making a lot of shots that they really did make in that first quarter, especially in those first 6 minutes, Megan.
Thanks, Dan. And Coach Tebow kind of reiterating a little bit of what Natasha Cloud said to Dan at the half. And you mentioned paint points. They've got to limit that. A lot of that, too, came from Tierra McCowan when Coach Chapman put her in the game. She got that deep seal in that area.
Right, and when she didn't shoot it, she was kicking it out because the double team was coming, or the pinch in was coming on the ball side block. But in that first quarter, defensively, Washington held Indiana to 21% shooting. So it's all about the defensive attention to detail right now for the Washington Mystics. You know what you're going to get on the offensive side. They are a well-oiled machine. But when it comes to defense and things are being changed, and personnel is now changed with Dupree being out for the rest of the contest, and now we're probably going to see a lot more of Tierra McCowan. So now things will change in terms of defensive schemes for the Mystics.
And, you know, we said when we were going over the highlights and talking about the stats, I mentioned it was a tale of two different quarters. Indiana missed their first 10 shots from the floor, and the Mystics had a 24-4 lead with about 2 minutes left in the first. In that second quarter, Indiana cut the gap to 7, and the Mystics at the half were up 43-34. So it shows you, kind of what the two quarters looked like for both teams. And Indiana, when we talked about it, they're fighting for that 8th seed with Phoenix, trying to get into the playoffs. They're not letting teams just roll. They're not just rolling over and letting teams beat them, knowing that they still have a chance.
No, they're fighting for it. They want it, and they know that all they can do is do their best in terms of just trying to win out and then hoping that other teams falter down the stretch. But when you're talking about WNBA teams in general, all of them are fighting. There's no quitting any of these players. They're pros for a reason. They are elite level athletes. They play year-round. They sacrifice for the love of the game. And that's not going to stop because the numbers look a certain way. They're out here to compete. That's why they're here. They were born to play, and they were born to compete. So I think this may go down to the wire right here with Washington and Indiana because of that fact.
And McCowan, as you mentioned, personnel changes. She gets the start of this third quarter for Dupree. So they go bigger as Wheeler tries to open with a 3, and it's rebounded by Deladon.
Give Latoya Sanders some credit right there on the big box out of Tierra McCowan.
Deladon, and then Sanders keeps it alive off the miss. Atkins.
Woman on the flying trapeze on that offensive board.
Atkins does not go. McCowan clears the glass. That's her 8th rebound of the ball game. Mitchell. Jumper falls.
Just a tough shot there by Tiffany Mitchell, who has been probably one of the most consistent offensive players in today's game, in particular in that mid-range after coming off of that 1 of 10 game in their last contest.
Deladon trying to turn the corner on McCowan. High over the outstretched hand of the 6'7" McCowan.
Well, that's what she had to do. She had to shoot that rainbow of a jumper. She probably couldn't see the rim either, but muscle memory told her where it was.
We're going to get a foul on McCowan.
Well, you may think that you have Elena Deladon contained even at 6'6", 6'7", but if she can flick that wrist, that's going to be a good shot.
McCowan called for the foul on the post-up, just her first. Cloud fades off 1 foot, doesn't go. Sanders trying to fight for the loose ball. As it will go to the Fever. And Orlando Magic and DMV native Markelle Fultz in the building along with his mom.
#1 overall pick a couple seasons ago. We've been getting a lot of stars out here in D.C. lately. Adrian Peterson here the other day.
Him and Dan are now Twitter friends. Deladon in the paint.
That's what Washington needs to do. Go through Elena Deladon offensively. She doesn't shoot it. She's going to make a play that benefits the team.
Chanwa. And McCowan just doing damage inside, and that's a tough matchup when you have both of them in there.
Yeah, it was a fantastic read by Natalia Chanwa. Drop-off pass inside McCowan. All she had to do was catch and shoot, and that's how the Fever like to set her up offensively.
Powers off the dribble, does not go well off the mark. Atkins tries to save it.
Natalia Chanwa's going to make a great read. Wheeler gives it to her off the pick and roll, and defense commits, and then right there, the drop-in pass. You saw Ariel Powers coming into that scene a little bit late. She was the next defender, the helper. Got to be on time.
Wheeler to Laney. Mitchell, they go inside McCowan, the double comes. Atkins got a piece of that. The entire Mystics bench very angry at that flail from McCowan. ref wanted a whistle on that.
Let's take a look at it. Entry pass into McCowan. Atkins getting in the mix with her, but you can't clear out with an extension of the arm. That's not permissible. Can't do that.
Coach Tebow voicing his displeasure.
Well, Atkins has done a good job, as we said, getting two hands on the basketball, coming in on a double down situation. But Tara McCowan was having none of it.
Now, when I played in the post when I was early age, I've been this tall for a while.
Okay.
And I know you were probably taught this as well as a post.
Right.
Don't bring it down where the little people can get it, because I turned into one of those little people and I would get in there. Give credit to Atkins. She went in amongst one of the strongest in the league and did not back down.
Yeah, you got to chin it as a post player.
Atkins got it.
Big-time shot coming off of those 18 points in Minnesota on Friday. Ariel Atkins playing with a potent amount of confidence.
On the drive, doesn't go. McCowan down low, might have got away with a few steps.
She did.
Cloud shovels it. Deladon got it. Coach Chapman wants a timeout. The Mystics with a 13-point lead.
Well, the Mystics trying to find some consistency on the offensive end. A swing three once again. A little step back in the corner from...
Welcome back. A 53-40 lead for the Mystics. Indiana not going away, though.
Oh, they're not going away. They're trying to get inside the paint. But Washington doing a good job contesting and containing right in front of the rim. Getting those stops is vitally necessary so you could come down and hit shots like this one. Elena Deladon knocks in the 8th three-pointer for the Mystics today.
Deladon, 6 of 9 overall, 2 of 3 from long range for 21 points.
She has heard the MVP chants here in D.C. the last couple of games, and across the country we've seen it on social. She is the leader for the MVP nod this season.
Here McCowan getting that deep post position again inside. Cloud kicks it. Deladon to the corner. Powers goes baseline. Extra one. Deladon got it.
I mean, that is beautiful basketball. Move it, swing it, make the extra pass, give up the good shot for the great one. Washington really doing a great job of executing that way.
24 points, 3 of 4 from long range is Deladon. Achanwa comes back the other way. Loose ball on the floor. It'll go to the Mystics.
Well, if you're just learning how to play, or even if you're playing, this is what it's all about. Move the basketball, swing it. The defense has to commit. And then Deladon gets a nice clean look up top. The Mystics right now with 16 assists on 20 made field goals.
Powers off the screen. Nice pass to Sanders. She keeps it alive. Loose ball. Powers, 4 seconds. Three-second violation.
Well, I thought the ball was tipped on that.
Achanwa. Wheeler. Pull-up jumper. Erica Wheeler got that to fall.
Yeah, the MVP of this past year's All-Star game as Delaney rushes to deflect that out of bounds. Erica Wheeler knocked in 7 threes in that game. Did a magnificent job. Brought a lot of people to tears after the game as she accepted the MVP award in honor of her late mother, who passed right before her senior year at Rutgers.
Powers got McCowan in the air. Count the bucket. Oh. And a technical foul is going to be called. They call a technical and a personal on Tiara McCowan.
Right here, she gets Tiara McCowan up off of her feet, so now she commits this foul from behind, and McCowan tossed the ball over here. It bounced, and then it hit Powers in the face.
My apologies. Didn't count the bucket.
McCowan, I think, had turned her head and bounced the ball away as to throw it back to the official, but it bounced on the floor first, so it wasn't a direct
hit,
intentional hit to the face of Powers, but it did bounce on the floor and then subsequently hit Powers in the face on the floor. Technical. One.
Powers got both. Deladon got the technical free throw. Mystics now with a 15-point lead. Mitchell. Pull up three. Doesn't go. McCowan fighting for the rebound. Mystics fans wanted an over the back. Atkins runs back the other way.
Atkins had Tiara McCowan boxed out, but the bigger they are, the further back you have to move them on your box out. You can't just stand there, and they have a height advantage.
Powers. Atkins. That's how you get them back. Laney.
That was a double
Wheeler. It looked like it.
There was never a change of possession. Laney dribbled it, picked it up, got tied up, dribbled it again.
Inside McCowan, and a whistle and a foul.
Tebow having a discussion. Take a look right here. Tiara McCowan sitting right in front of that restricted area, which is her sweet spot on the courts, and Deladon just riding her up from behind. And as a post player on defense, when you're stuck behind, all you can do is throw both hands up in the air, keep the principle of verticality intact, turn around and box out, especially on McCowan.
Atkins to Powers. She got it. The aerial-to-aerial matchup.
11 threes now have gone in for the Washington Mystics this afternoon.
Wheeler, McCall. Jumper doesn't go. Powers controls. A little in-out dribble. Kicks it. Cloud. Deladon. Back to Cloud. Powers rises. Nailed it.
Come on. Come on, Ariel Powers. Oh, my goodness, man.
And a timeout on the floor. This lead has ballooned to 21.
The Mystics have been making the extra pass, and it's gone to the hands of Ariel Powers, who gets up and sweeps the floor with her 3 fingers. Fans here in D.C. have loved it.
You see the Nabisco fan cam with all those in attendance, enjoying themselves.
This is what it's all about, and you know, it's breast cancer awareness, and so many people fighting, and you know, just to have this kind of energy and atmosphere and joy cheering on this
see this quarter. 6 3-pointers made. They're 6 of 8 alone in this quarter.
Well, they've just been phenomenal in terms of their ability to knock down 3-point shots. In their last game on Friday at Minnesota, they were 12 of 26. Today, they are 12 of 26 from 3. So, repeat activity from the 3-point line for this Mystics team, and we're only in the third quarter.
Mitchell attacking. She gets the layup to fall.
22 paint points now for Indiana, and that's where they have found favor.
Cloud attacks. Shoots that up and in.
Sarah McCowan was right on her heels and just missed that, but Cloud got it to go.
Powers trying to take the ball away from McCall.
How about that switching by Washington on the ball side?
And then Kelsey Mitchell as the shot clock's winding down. Walker Kimbrough. Cloud works with Mieseman. Kicks it. Walker Kimbrough. Why not?
Just bring it up. Shatori Walker Kimbrough. Go to the checkout line and just
self-checkout.
Ring one up for the Mystics. Their 13th three. Shatori Walker Kimbrough playing so well this season. Her best season of her WNBA career.
Coming right back. The Fever not going away, although this lead is at 20. Walker Kimbrough to Cloud. Deladon. 6 on the clock. And Deladon is fouled on the sweep.
She baited McCall into that one. Had her doing the mirror drill. Had the ball up high. She was right on that. Brought it down. Brought it to her, and she reached in. She was doing a pretty good job initially, but then at that last moment, reached in and tried to snag the ball.
Cloud nails the jumper.
Well, this is what Washington looked like in that first quarter. So they came out at halftime, pushed the restart button, and came out in this second half clicking on all cylinders.
Achanwa doesn't go. Mieseman fighting for the rebound. Loose ball controlled by Deladon. Under a minute to play now in the third. Mieseman on the run. Kicks it to Powers. Gets it back. Mieseman doesn't go. Walker Kimbrough is fouled on the putback. Shatori will go to the free throw line. That's why you crash the offensive board.
But I love the excitement of all the other players because of the extra effort play by Shatori Walker Kimbrough. Powers on the kick out. No good from Mieseman right there, but Shatori Walker Kimbrough was creeping on that weak side and got to the offensive boards.
Tiana Hawkins checks in. Deladon checks out. Walker Kimbrough gets both. Levunga kicks it. Burke, shot not going to go, but a foul on the screen.
As the screener, you have to stay within your cylinder. You can't lean a knee or a hip or an elbow, shoulder, anything like that. You have to stay in your spot and let your teammate set up the screen.
Ten on the clock. Cloud goes, attacks, kicks Mieseman. .3 left on the clock for the Fever. Mitchell will dribble it out. Mystics outscore Indiana. 36-19 in the third quarter.
Well, the Mystics are oozing confidence. Attack mode in full effect. Nice drop-off dime by the all-time assist leader for the Mystics, Cloud.
Welcome back, the Mystics. 79-53 over the Fever, and three-pointers in that quarter. The Mystics made 7 of them.
Well, they came out of that halftime locker room clicking on all cylinders from 3. They were sharing the basketball, making the next pass. And, you know, you have these unselfish players. Each and every one of them have the ability to be a knockdown scorer, and they know that. But that's the beauty of this team. They have so many weapons around the perimeter. They play a 5-out set. They can all score on 3 levels. They are 13 of 27 from 3 as we begin the fourth quarter. 48% from 3, and they're shooting 50% from 2, and they have not missed a free throw, so 100%. So 150-40 for the team.
7 of 9 in that third. 6 on the shot clock. Powers. Count the bucket and the foul. Aerial Powers.
Well, what an injection of energy Aerial Powers has been for the Washington Mystics. Now in a starting role in the absence of Christy Tolliver because of injury. She has been outstanding in terms of her determination and relentless behavior and her approach to play this game.
Mitchell splits the defense, kicks it at Chanwa. That's short. Hawkins controls the rebound.
It's like Emma Meeseman got tagged across the face there as she was trying to make a switch defensively.
Kicks it. Atkins. Pump fake. Pull up. Nails it.
I mean, what are you going to do? Okay, run him off the three-point line, says Kofi Chapman in there for staff. Okay, you do that, and then Atkins pulls up like that. And a steal for the Mystics.
Powers. Nice flip pass from Meeseman. They're on a 13-0 run, and this is the biggest lead of the afternoon.
Teamwork makes the dream work for the Mystics. The Mystics now have 24 assists on 30 made shots, and this is why. Emma Meeseman, selfless, kicking it to the corner. Ariel Atkins with the mid-range pull-up in the pinch post. That goes down, and then Meeseman right here finds a streaking Aerial Powers for the finish at the rim.
Mitchell off the mark. It goes out of bounds.
And that's what Indiana can ill afford to do. You cannot settle for jump shots. They have found 24 points in the paint. They have to continue to chip away by going back inside. And no, you don't have the services of Candace Dupree, who has an injured left finger. You can stay together if you're the Fever on offense in terms of what's working and what's not.
A whistle and a foul. Paris Key will check in. You see Dupree there on the bench, still has that hand covered up.
And it was just a swipe of the ball, and you saw her immediately shaking that hand out. And they took her to the back and said that she would not return with that left middle finger injury. Tough to hear.
Powers lets it fly. Hits the rim. Hawkins with the rebound. Reset to 14. Powers on the attack. Has it blocked by Achanwa. Or excuse me, that's McCall on the block. Emma Meeseman checks in. Maisha Hines-Allen checks in.
This is a team that Mike Thibault told us, hey, this team has so much depth. And there's so much beauty in that. Coaches love that.
And an offensive foul called on Hines Allen.
That was an instance where Hines Allen wasn't aware of where the defense was when she turned and made that pivot. The defense was right there. She went right into that body for the charge.
On the kick to Key. Pull-up jumper. That falls for Paris Key.
Well, that's what Paris Key can do so well. Rookie out of North Carolina. Had plus 30 points in one of Carolina's games. Beat Notre Dame last year as well.
Ball out of bounds. That jumper from Key stopped a 13-0 run from the Mystics. Shea Petty checks into the ball game for the first time this afternoon. Signed on a 10-day a few days ago. Or 7-day, excuse me.
You know, Christy Tolliver's trying to make her way back from that bone bruise in her knee. This is her 4th game that she's missed, but because of that, they were able to sign Shea Petty for that 7-day.
Mitchell with the jumper. Being under the salary cap helps. Walker Kimbrough powers, rises, got it. Key. That jumper doesn't go. Hawkins with the rebound. Powers works with Hines Allen. 10 on the shot clock. Attacks, kicks. Hawkins. Doesn't go. McCall with the rebound.
Still a good read there by Kiana Hawkins to pull up mid-range on that. Didn't have to take it too deep into the paint.
Kim Mestdagh will check in for the first time this afternoon. Ariel Powers will take a seat.
Kim Mestdagh, her dad Phil, is the head coach of the Belgian national team that Emma Mieseman and Kim played for earlier this season, as he gets another one to go for the Fever.
Petty. Hines Allen. Backing down Key. Kicks it. Hines Allen lets it fly. Off the mark. Loose ball controlled by Mitchell. And a blocking foul called. Not sure if it's on Hawkins or Hines Allen. They give it to Hines Allen. But a timeout on the floor. An 89-59 Mystics lead.
Welcome back to Entertainment and Sports Arena. In an effort to shed light on the effects of breast cancer, the Mystics are hosting Blockout Cancer Night. Washington's wearing some special breast health awareness uniforms. All the fans attending were given Blockout Cancer rally towels, and throughout the game, survivors, as well as those affected by cancer, have been honored, while awareness tips and information on breast health are on display all over the arena. A lot of great stuff going on here, guys. This is the first of 2 games for breast health awareness, and it's been a great environment here so far.
Yeah, the second game that they'll wear these uniforms will be when the Sparks come to town next week, I believe on the 27th. So they'll get 2 of them in this month, and they kind of got to pick a time, the WNBA, because they don't play during October, which is Breast Health Awareness Month for NBA, NFL, and other leagues. So this is the month that they do it.
Yeah, but when you're talking about how many people know someone who has been impacted or have felt the wrath of breast cancer, Kim Mestdagh went decades ago, and Kay Yao lost her battle with cancer. Hall of Fame coach at NC State. She passed almost 10 years ago now, but an indelible mark she left on this game, and another reason why we need to continue to draw awareness.
Walker Kimbrough gets tied up, somehow gets out of it, kicks it. Mestdagh does not go. Mitchell with the rebound. Under 5 minutes to play now in this game. Mitchell too quick, too strong on that layup. Hines Allen lines one up. Knock it down, Myisha Hines Allen.
15 made threes now for the Washington Mystics. Just an incredible performance from range for Washington.
On the slip, has it blocked. Hines Allen was there. Another one. And they're going to whistle the foul. To the displeasure of the Mystics fans.
And the bench for the Washington Mystics as well, who love the extra effort. But here's the three by Myisha Hines Allen, knocking in the 15th three for the home team. Myisha Hines Allen got whistled for the foul. There's the first block. And there's the second one. I mean, she came down, but was on the ball. Could have been a jump ball.
Yeah.
Kristen Tolliver was saying jump ball. I think Deladon was saying jump ball. Both thumbs in the air for the two of them.
Mestog. Hawkins. Rattles that through. He's taken away, tipped by Petty. Walker Kimbrough up the floor. Hawkins. Hines Allen. Kicks it. Walker Kimbrough. Nails it. And that is a new franchise record.
17 threes for the Washington Mystics. Shatori Walker Kimbrough emphatically knocks in the record-setting three ball.
Welcome back. Natasha Cloud is a Beyonce fan.
I love it. I love it. As we all are. The Beehive out here in D.C.
Beehive is strong around the world. Ravunga. Key now with it. 7 on the shot clock. Off the mark.
The efficiency from Washington, whether it be the starters or the players off the bench, they have just all played as one unit.
Hines Allen off the block. That left just short on the rim. Hawkins kept it alive. Hines Allen does it again, keeping it alive. Attack. Vexdar. Hawkins. Walker Kimbrough. Too strong. Hines Allen, another offensive rebound. Hawkins doesn't go.
Boy, 3 cracks at it. Strong offensive rebounding by the Mystics. They're being out-rebounded by 3 at the half, but that has changed here in the second half. Now it's +6 for Washington on the boards.
Key off the screen, does not go. Long rebound, Hawkins controls it.
Just the extra effort plays. I mean, you can't measure that. I mean, that's heart, that's hustle, that's desire, determination. And that's a heat check. It's all right.
Mitchell. Handoff from Mavunga. Attacking. Shea Petty going to get called for the whistle.
Right here, looking for Tiana Hawkins inside, gets deflected. Myisha Hines Allen misses, but then Tiana Hawkins gathers that one on her hip and gets it. Another offensive board. Just relentless, competitive behavior right now by the Washington Mystics. And those 17 threes that the Washington Mystics have nailed today, that's not only a franchise record here in D.C., that's a league record. 17 made three-pointers.
As we take a look at the Mystics' upcoming schedule presented by Chobani. Friday they'll go to Chicago, and then next Sunday, a week from today, they'll welcome first time this season here in D.C. And then on the 27th versus the Sparks, sitting right now in Dallas, and go back out to New York City for the second time this season. And this is how close it is in the top four. The Mystics sitting in first, and then they've got Connecticut and Las Vegas on their heels. Connecticut, they don't hold the season series with. Las Vegas, they do. And Los Angeles, we mentioned at the top of the show, they right now split it. That's why that game on the 27th is so important for the playoffs.
Right, and you have to control the controllables, and that's what we said early on in this game. Washington sitting in the driver's seat, they want to remain there. They want to earn a double bye. The top two teams will earn a double bye. They want to have the top overall seed and get the home court advantage throughout the playoffs, as Natasha Cloud showing her dancing prowess.
And Kiera Leslie, nice to see her on her feet.
Yeah, she's had 2 knee surgeries. The top pick in this past year's draft for the Washington Mystics out of NC State.
You see her there, and it'll be interesting to see what this team looks like next year with her in the lineup and healthy.
Just adding another notch to the belt if you're the Mystics. I mean, they have so much firepower. They have so many players who bring so much to the table. It's going to be fun to watch her mature as a professional player next season.
The call going to get called for the trip.
One of the fans, Tamara Newman, a season ticket holder, was trying to catch Tiana Hawkins as she slid into first base over there.
She's done that a few times this season. She's always got her hands ready to make the save. Messed kicks it. Petty. Why not join the party?
The new WNBA record for made threes continues on that triple by Shea Petty.
Mitchell, a little in-out dribble on the attack for the layup. And they're going to count the bucket and a foul on Myisha Hines-Allen.
Here comes Mitchell right there, and Myisha Hines-Allen was inside of the restricted area and was not 100% established, but the call was extremely late on that one.
Untimely. Under a minute to play now in the fourth quarter. Hawkins goes to Hines-Allen. Backing down Mavunga. Gets that to roll in.
And that's what you do on the other side. Just take it right to the basket. Myisha Hines-Allen, as sturdy as they come, maybe undersized height-wise, but not heart-wise.
Pulls the rebound down there. Kicks it. Messed up. To Petty. Hawkins. And a whistle and a foul on the bump.
Hawkins has made her case for 6th player of the year this season. Off the bench. Prior to last year, Megan, she lost 20 pounds. Got in magnificent condition, changed her diet, and asked Coach Tebow, hey, what about when Emma comes back? What happens? And he said, hey, give me a reason to keep you on the floor. And she said, all right then. And she has proven that over and over again this season for the Mystics.
It's not a bad double-head monster to bring off your bench, Emma Meesseman and Tiana Hawkins. If I was a coach, I wouldn't complain about it.
That's happy times for coaches.
The Mystics will have have the ball off the turnover, and they'll dribble it out. And their streak continues as they will get the win here at home, 107 to 68. And they take the season series 3-0 against the Indiana Fever.
Just an incredible game by Washington. In the first quarter and the third quarter alone, Washington outscored Indiana 60 to 29 in those